Hi, this is Rabbi Shmuel Pollan. Welcome to the Light Unto the Nations show. We're going to talk today about the 10 Commandments and social media. We know we have a bit of a problem. The problem is people are looking at other people on social media and getting jealous. And it's making them depressed. And it's even making some people suicidal. It's a terrible, terrible thing that's going on because these beautiful, wonderful, popular people are flashing pictures of themselves on social media, and the people who don't have these kinds of friends and don't have these kinds of bodies just can't handle it. The jealousy is eating them up inside. And then we have the 10 Commandments given about 3,000 years ago. It's considered the code for morality, for a structure, for society. We always go back to the 10 Commandments, but many people may not think that it's relevant to today. So I'm here to tell you about the relevance of the 10 Commandments to today's youth. Because it's extremely relevant, and it shows you that the Torah, the sacred Bible, knew exactly what kind of problems people would face and even anticipated the social media craze and told us what not to do. So it's my contention that when you get jealous on social media, you are actually violating 3 of the 10 commandments. And let's just explain how that works. So the first commandment is, I am the Lord your God, thou shalt not have any strange gods before me. And what does that have to do with social media? Because you're looking at people as being outside of God's reign, outside of God's control. It's as if they have things that God didn't give them. If you would realize that it all came from God, you would realize that it's all good and you have what you should have and they have what they should have. But you look at them as being somehow outside God, therefore outside fairness. With God, you realize everything is fair ultimately, everything works out, everything balances out eventually. But you're looking at it as outside that and saying, these are people that are exceptional and they have nothing to do with God and they just are greater than me. And that's all there is to it. So you're ignoring God's place in this whole situation. And that is idol worship. That is having foreign gods. It's giving people credit for things that God really did. God really gave them those bodies, and God really gave them those friends. And you obviously don't need that body and obviously don't need that friend because God, who is your father, recognizes that you don't need that to fulfill your particular mission, which is what we'll talk about in a moment. The next commandment you're violating is thou shalt not steal. As we know, all the commandments can be violated or fulfilled in thought, speech, and action. And at the level of thought, you are stealing. You are thinking about having what they have. So that is stealing in thought. It is violating that commandment. And finally, the last commandment is to not covet thy neighbor's goods. Now, this is really easy to see. You are coveting, you are being jealous. The very act of being jealous is a violation of the 10 Commandments, even though that's rare, because usually we don't punish people for their thoughts or for their emotions. It has to be an actual act. But in the 10 Commandments, it found that it was so important that people not be jealous of each other that it made this a commandment that is punishable for being jealous of what another person has. So we come back to the story that I often tell. Zusha was alive 2,000 years ago, let's say, and he was dying, and he was very upset. And the people around him, the other great rabbis around him, asked him why he's being so upset. And he said, it's because I know that they're going to ask me why I wasn't Moses. And I'll be able to say that I didn't have the capabilities of Moses. I didn't have his abilities. But what I'm really scared of is when they ask me why I wasn't Zusha. That I'm scared of. That's my problem. And we are all a Zusha. We all have certain abilities and looks and friends. And we have all these things exactly, yes, exactly the way we need it. Exactly the way God wanted you to have it, not more, not less. If they have something that you don't have, that means they have a mission that you don't have. Everything that you have is there for your mission to be completed, your mission to spread light in this world, to spread kindness and love and compassion and gratitude and understanding in this world. That's your mission, and you don't need those looks if you don't have it. You don't need those friends if you don't have it. Nothing is wrong with you. Nothing will ever be wrong with you because God is in control, and he's giving you exactly what you need at all times. So I hope you recognize that and you're never jealous on social media again.